conservative that we could count on. Please welcome our old friends, Bill and Ingrid McCollum.
Thank you. Wow, what a great day this is out here. I want to say right up the top, thank you to all of you who voted for Ingrid and me over the years, for supporting my candidacies for various offices and now as your Attorney General. But looking at this crowd out here and the crowd behind me, you know what the most important thing to think about is? There's 70,000 people in the villages, but we've got several 100,000 people here today because of Sarah Palin and John McCain. That's what we have. You better believe it. And the most important thing is that great big flag back there. It is country first. Country first. Right? And I see them all out there. Now let me tell you, we've had a pretty traumatic week this week in our banking system, but that's what it is. We need to think about that for a minute. What's going to happen this next week, I'm confident, with President Bush's leadership and with the efforts that are going to be made by Congress is going to hopefully put aside partisanship. We're going to get the facilities necessary to straighten that out. I served on the House Banking Committee for many years. The problem in Washington right now isn't with a lack of regulation. It's that we need better regulation. The problem isn't with needing more regulation. It's probably with people. The people are doing things that they shouldn't have done. And number one, at the very beginning, the Federal Reserve overinflated the dollar. They spent too much money and let the dollar loose. Then our housing problems came along. And then we saw what happened because we didn't have the regulators that were in office with the powers they had, controlling Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And of course, we know why that's so, because they gave money to you-know-who, particularly Obama. Exactly, right? And then, and then we know what happened next is we have some accounting rules that were enacted after the Enron scandal that have messed up the banking system, where when the value of your house goes down, well, that may only go down 20% on this market out there, but the paper that the banks hold and the other people hold, these so-called derivatives, well, they had to be zeroed out on the accounting system, and the whole system started to collapse. So let me tell you what, that's going to be fixed, but what we have to do to fix the economy, to make it going again, is the very thing John McCain and Sarah Palin know how to do best, and Obama doesn't. We need to reduce the tax burden on American business and start the free enterprise engine again. We need to eliminate. We need to either eliminate or cut the gain of the tax on corporations. That's something John McCain's favored, and I personally think we need to eliminate altogether the tax on capital gains to jumpstart this economy, just like Ronald Reagan would have done. Do you think for 1 minute that a President Obama and a Vice President Biden would ever consider a tax cut to get this economy started again? Yeah, no, absolutely not. But will John McCain and Sarah Palin think about that? Of course they will, yes. And if we really think about choice and individual liberty and the things that our Republican Party stands for, the conservative in John McCain and Sarah Palin and in me and in you is going to come out. We don't believe in more government control over our health care and our lives. We believe in choice, individual choice. John McCain believes in choice in health care, choice in education, that you and I should have those choices, not the big government. So we can't let it happen that they get in power. And then think about foreign policy for a minute. Just think about energy independence. John talks about that. I've known John McCain since I went to Congress. He was elected 2 years after me. When he says we're going to get more drilling, when he says we're going to have nuclear power, when he says we're going to be energy independent, John McCain means energy independent for this nation. And that's important. Not just for our economy, but for our national security. And then think about foreign policy, one other step. The most important thing we can do in fighting the terrorists, in fighting the renewed Russians that are out there, in fighting the fellow down here in Venezuela, Chavez, the most important thing we can do, we have to win the wars we fight. We have to win the battles we fight. We can't be going around worrying about what somebody else thinks about us. We have to go out and support our troops and support our cause. And John McCain knows that best. John McCain, it's the right time for John McCain and Sarah Palin. Let me get to Sarah for a minute. Why are we out here today? We're out here because of this dynamic young woman who's now on our ticket, the governor of Alaska, Sarah Palin. And are we proud of Sarah? You bet we're proud of Sarah. Are we ready to hear Sarah? You bet we're ready to hear Sarah. Are we ready to elect the first woman vice president of the United States? You bet we are. Are we ready? Are we And don't for 1 minute think you can walk away from here because you're excited today and because Sarah fires you up. I know you will be. But don't think you can walk away from here and think the election's won. It's not. It's going to be won because everybody here who walks away from this speech today goes back and turns another vote out, turns 10 votes out, turns 20 votes out. We have to turn the vote out for the McCain-Palin ticket. And I'm confident that when the sun sets in November, the next president-elect and the next vice president-elect are going to be John McCain and Sarah Palin. Thank you, and God bless America.